Today, you guys, I'm gonna be eating white rice, black beans, and okra. Okra and beef sauce. In Creole, Z blanc sauce pois noir avec calalou. Y'all want me to say it again so y'all can understand? This in Creole is D-riz. Some people say D-riz with a Z-riz. That's like the American Haitian. But you gotta cancel out the R and say with a D-riz. You understand? This is sauce pois noir. And this right here is calalou. It's looking very oily right now, but it's a very slimy textured meat. All right, you see guys, this is okra. It's very slimy. I think y'all know. Who is doing that? Y'all see, and this is why I be in my car, because I don't get no interruptions. So this is what we eating today. I bought it from a Haitian restaurant. I want to tell you guys a story of why I went to prison, because everybody keep asking why I went to prison. All right, let me tell y'all, because I want to get this out while I'm feeling, I'm feeling real say what you gotta say-ish. Just because you're a felon doesn't make you a horrible person. It doesn't make you not a human being. It doesn't make you wrong automatically. So there was an article that went out, and it was posted by United States Department of Justice. Okay? Mind y'all, this was 11 years ago. Okay? This was 11 years ago when me and Billy committed this crime. We were young. We was fresh out of high school, and we were pregnant. This is a trend in Florida, South Florida, up all through Florida. People be scamming. Basically, the crime was you get socials and names of people who have passed away before the government know they passed away, and then you file Social Security for them. So basically, they're dead. The government don't know they dead yet, and you file Social Security for them, and that's that. Now, sometimes if the person is still alive and you do it, not in my case, your person get their money because the Social Security got some insurance and they get the person their money. So you get your money. Well, the scammer gets their money and the person still gets their money. That's why I was charged with defrauding the United States of America, the government. I did that to the government. There was not one victim in my case. I did not scam anybody. And to me, it was just letters and number on a sheet of paper, and you just put it in the computer, and that was it. Money came. That's how I was thinking as a young mindset. Growing up, I realized, even though to me personally, I feel like I did the best type of crime. I don't know, I just feel like that because nobody was hurt. No humans alive had to suffer because, of a check that I took. They were gone. The only person who was suffering, or not suffering, who was mad about the situation was the government. I had to emphasize 11 years ago, we did this. We stopped. It was not something that we continuously did. We did it for a little bit and then we stopped, right? And switched our lives, started doing YouTube. 5 years, or was it 5 years? Yes, 5 years into doing YouTube, that's when they came. That's when the feds came. And it was like, they didn't bum rush inside of my home. They didn't give me a search warrant, nothing, because not a single dollar, penny, cent that we made after those 5 years, whatever, was from that scam. And then they gave the example by sending us to prison. And I'm like, okay, if y'all gonna do the example, at least make sure my kid's straight. Could y'all at least, we talked to our lawyers, we're like, could they at least send us in one after the other so that one parent is with the kids at a time? And that's what they did. They made sure one of us was with the kids at a time. And that was fine with me, let me do my time like a G and then come back home to my children, as long as these kids don't gotta be moved out of the house to anybody else's house and struggle and stress because of what we did when we were kids. And I'm so grateful that we went through that, because usually when you do things wrong in life, karma gets you some way, some shape or form in the future. It could come through your kids, it could come through anybody. And I ain't wanted to come through my kids. So I'm happy I did my, I handled my karma. Because it was me who did it. It was Billy who did it, not the kids. And sometimes it be, I don't be wanting to talk about this because I feel like we've built ourselves to such a great level. Like, I can't say the things, I can't speak like this, but at the same time I could. Because I'm not like everybody else. I actually want to talk about it, get it off my chest so I can never speak about it again. because this was my life. This is something that I went through. This is my story. I got a documentary on YouTube, and it talks about how I grew up. You know, the things I went through as a kid, which made money an issue for me. And not having money was always an issue for me. Like, if I don't have money to take care of my kids, it's a problem for me. And that's why me and my husband went to jail, because it wasn't just him who took a risk. I felt like, no, I got to take a risk too, because baby, no, ain't nothing happened to my kid. I got a kid. I was pregnant, and we gonna go through this together. I'm gonna take a risk too. That's how I am. That's how I was. And now, thankfully, we work very hard so that way we don't have to do the things that we used to do in the past. And even if things fell off, we done learned so much that we won't never have to go back to the life that we used to have. And I will always tell people, do not do any crimes, because these crimes it's not worth it. When you're doing something wrong, you always got to think about, what can go wrong? And if it did go wrong, what's the consequences? Because nobody think about the consequences doing a crime. But you should think about the consequences. That way you won't do it. If you can't do 5 years in prison, don't do the crime.